Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And guys, remember, I'm doing a 2500 XRP giveaway. The only problem is, I have not given you a way to enter the campaign just quite yet. But just remember, I'm going to do that within a couple of days, so make sure you tune into the channel within the next couple of days to see exactly how to enter. Having said that, right now, I got for you guys some juicy crypto news about Cardano. We got some very interesting funding that's happening right there that I really need to share with you guys. We got some news from all the way over in New York. What are they doing there? Well, apparently, they're going to be banning potentially, it's not pulled through yet, Bitcoin or crypto mining. It's a very interesting thought. I want to talk a little bit about the U.S. Democratic lawmakers' call on Environmental Protection Agency to probe crypto operations. Not so important, the article itself, but it's a really interesting discussion that I want to quickly bring up to mind. We got some speculation. This is our little drama section of the video because apparently one individual, a very well-known individual, is shouting that MicroStrategy, one of the biggest Bitcoin companies, Michael Saylor, the founder, might be selling Bitcoins at your back. So what they're basically saying is, he's saying on the front end that they're buying, but because of a little bit of his history, he might actually be a really dirty player. We'll talk about that. It's a very juicy little article. Something's going on with Shiba Inu that I really need to share with you guys. Something's going on with Polygon. Apparently, they made a couple of really juicy announcements that everybody that's a Polygon holder needs to hear about. And then we're going to end it off with Twitter launching crypto payouts for its users. I don't think we need to spend too much time on this. Just the title on its own is enough, but we might cover it a little bit more at the end if there's some time left. So, first of all, Cardano Project's Catalyst Fund 8 voting finally kicks off. Well, long story short, you can now basically vote for what's going to be funded on Cardano. We've already talked before, right, about how Cardano needs to go into this little grant system of providing some, I guess, just money for different projects to hop on because they're a little bit late to the layer 1 race. Now, here it says, in the Fund 8 stage, voters will be incentivized to take part in referendums. 13% of the total ADA fund allocated for the projects, about $2 million in equivalent, will be distributed to all participating voters proportionally to their ADA stake. So, I was recently at an event which talked a lot about DAOs, and I really kind of look back at this as well in the sense of people really need to start committing these tokens to vote and basically delegate, because at the end of the day, these decentralized systems don't really work properly if people are just idly standing by. And at the end of the day, you should really vote for what is going to bring more into the ecosystem because, first of all, you get rewarded for it, and second of all, it increases the utility in the space. It increases the projects out there because they're getting funded. And there's enough money to go around. It's just about the incentive and the people actually building it. That's the more difficult part. New York to vote on crypto mining bill could become the first U.S. state to ban Bitcoin mining. This, straight off the bat, is kind of scary. Why? Well, because why would they? So the New York State Assembly is scheduled to vote on a proposed ban on crypto mining activities in the state. The vote will be carried out on Monday, April 25th, and if successful, the bill proposed under number A7389C will make New York the first state to ban proof-of-work networks such as Bitcoin and Ethereum as of this point. The Bitcoin advocacy group is requesting the crypto community in New York to oppose the bill, and this is very scary. Now, as we've read a couple of times before, there have been multiple of these proposals and ideas, but this one is getting all the way to voting right now. That's making me already a little bit cautious because why is it already this far straight at the bat? And more importantly, we knew that New York's mayor has been known to be Bitcoin and crypto friendly. What is he going to do about it? You know, what's going to happen in the near future about all of this? Why? What's the premise? What's the idea? What's the point? I don't know. So the reason I kind of brought this one up first is because, remember, a lot of these people, specifically politicians, they're very environmentally aware. And it's not necessarily because they really think crypto mining is going to make all that difference. It's because you can point to that as an easy cause for some environmental troubles because it takes a lot of electricity. And easily by saying you're opposed to it, you look very friendly towards the environment. Let's put it like that. And that's honestly one of the biggest reasons I can see a lot of these politicians vote yes on matters of the liking. Because if you vote no, then you are pro crypto, but you're, negative towards the environment. It's a hard one, because I can understand as well how a person that's not himself really into crypto and doesn't care about the premise of it all, why would just say no? Because on any climate type of on any climate or environment type of decision, if there's not a real good reason to say no, you should probably just say yes if it's not going to inconvenience too many people and has a net positive value in your own head, right? In this case here, I think if you're against crypto principally already a little bit, that this is a really easy no-brainer. Together with the fact that most people will find crypto mining useless because it kind of is stupid. Yeah, it just makes me realize why. This could be a little bit of an issue, because at the end of the day, they would kind of shut down decentralization and they would just put themselves behind more. And it could read very much into what they're thinking of with all this evaluating of all of it. But man, I get tired of this because there's no real end towards this battle. We'll see in the near term what they're going to choose, but let's just keep it at that, right? Let's keep it at that. We'll see what happens. Let's go into some drama. So you guys probably know I don't like to cover drama on the channel. Why? Usually it serves no purpose, but in this case here, I think it does. I honestly think this serves a very great purpose. Why? If this rumor turns out to be true, that's one of the craziest things in crypto that's happened thus far. So apparently, Mr. Whale, who's known to be a little bit of a, okay, let's not slander him. Let's say sometimes when I check Twitter, I've seen people being critical of this supposed Bitcoin critic. They have seen, this is allegedly, him delete tweets of instances where he was wrong, and so forth and so on. What I mean with that exactly is, I'm not 100% sure that this man is a liar. I'm not saying that. I'm also not 100% sure this man has been wrong, but I suppose so, because of things I've seen on the interwebs. Let's say it like that. Because at the end of the day, I just don't know 100%, but that's what I've been thinking, right? And what I've seen is he's putting up now that Michael Saylor has been doing some shady stuff for a couple of decades. Apparently, his investment failures came from many of negligent accounting practices back in the dot-com bubble in the 90s. And overall terrible leadership. It's clear his company's valuation is solely based on his ability to attract hype by engaging in popular trends, which we saw with their eagerness to be at the center of the dot-com bubble, and now with the Bitcoin bubble. Because apparently, MicroStrategy doesn't like Bitcoins insiders are selling. Well, what is going on? Apparently, a little while back, as a result of the U.S. SEC accusing him for fraud, he had to pay a $350,000 penalty to the SEC and $8.3 million to shareholders. Once more, allegedly, right? I can't back this up, nor will I try to. MicroStrategy doesn't like Bitcoins because back in the past, apparently he said when it was at $256, Bitcoin truly has no intrinsic value, is just a worthless asset for gamblers to speculate. And then a little bit later, Bitcoin days are numbered. It seems just like a matter of time before it suffers the same fate as online gambling. Now, I'm kind of divided on this because if you asked me in 2013, 12, whatever, or even, yeah, I guess not before I knew about it, because then it's not a fair discussion. If you asked me once I started to know about Bitcoin, if it was going to last and take over, I would have said, no, most likely not. I didn't really believe in it as much as I did in 2016, I guess. But that's mostly because, well, to believe in this newer technology at the brink of it all is difficult, because even though you might like the premise and you might like the idea, this decentralized idea and this problem that they were fixing, it's like there was a needle. No, let me say it like this. There was a very small chance they were going to make it this big and actually get known everywhere, because there could have been a lot of other things that could have popped up done the exact same thing now that the technology was out there, right, in the next couple of years, if you guys get my drift. So the only negative part about it is the way he calls it out, saying it will suffer the same fate as online gambling. Not sure what that's supposed to mean. But apparently he's saying that because of how the wallets are connected, they've even announced one time that they're buying a ton of Bitcoin, but apparently they're just transferring some of the money back to exchange wallets, basically selling that Bitcoin. Once more, allegedly, but it's interesting to kind of think about and keep in the back of your head. Once more, these are just allegations, but if it turns out to be true, I want you guys to know it, right, up front, real quick, so you at least understand a little bit of the situation. I can't say it is, but it's an interesting theory from Mr. Will, again, who's, in my own opinion, very much liking to get a lot of attention for controversial things, so take it with a grain of salt, but it's interesting. Shiba Inu Burn Portal goes live, offering rewards for sheep burns. Sheep holders can now burn tokens through a more central location. They're just making things a little bit easier, and there's incentives for it. Will I do this? Absolutely not. Just letting you guys know that it's out there, at least, you know. Yeah, just letting you know. Polygon makes a slew of announcements, but can it bring investors some relief? A lot of people are asking me this. It was published 54 seconds before I started, I guess, huh? That's pretty damn juicy. So what you need to know about Polygon is it is by far within my top 5 crypto projects for the next couple of years, and I honestly think it might be the one in the top 5 right now that has the best ROI potential, right? If we're talking top 10, I think XRP is that one, but if we're talking top, wait a minute, out of my top 10, no, let me say, why am I saying top 5? Let's just say it like this. I think XRP is most likely number 1, and out of that little list, I think Matic might be number 2. For the problem that they're fixing, but also the development that it can bring. And it's quite unique in a lot of different regards, where I'm thinking, yeah, Polygon really has a couple of edges over the majority of the competition, but I think also Luna has a lot of potential in that sense. But Polygon recently has been doing quite a lot. Apparently, they're pushing its dedication towards making the crypto space more accessible to newer highs. With the launch of Polygon SuperNet and the $100 million fund, this fund will be used for development and research contracts and grants, integrations and partnerships, as well as acquisitions. So doing pretty good, right? It's pretty nice. And then about Twitter, just a quick little reminder. They're launching crypto payouts for its users. Apparently, they have partnered with some Stripe company to make sure that you can actually also get paid out in crypto, which I don't think is a really big deal. It might be in theory, though. I don't care about it. It's just, once because it's crypto news and it's from an important platform. I thought I should let you guys know. It's not a deal breaker or a game changer, though. Just letting you guys know. But that was it for today's video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. I'm still thinking of the title for this video. If you guys have any suggestions for a better title, always let me know in the comments down below. No grudge felt, even if my title was bad. Just let me know. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video later today.